two generations of Mets sitting here before a Subway Series. Last night, the atmosphere was electric. Obviously, playoffs, World Series, you guys have been through it. Was there a difference last night, and could you compare it to when you guys played?
Well, it was different. I didn't play. I coached during the Subway Series, so it was kind of special. But I think anytime the Mets and Yankees play together, it's special for the city, and it's great for the city, and that's what I think what the fans are looking for. But you're always going to have two sides, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
And for you?
No, it's a sellout crowd. All these years later, the fans still love it. They love the Subway Series. Other towns, other cities, maybe it's lost a little luster. Not here. New York loves it, and they react to it every time.
And you both played on both teams that were both good at the times you played. These two teams right now, both in first place, both have superstars on them. Can you equate these two teams to when you played for them?
Well, boy, we'll see. What do you think, Tony? We were there in '98. They were pretty good, the Yankees in '98. They kind of, I guess, picture them '86 Mets, '98 Yankees. That would have been a pretty good.
Yeah.
That would be pretty
legendary
pretty
teams.
Yeah,
two legendary
that would be
teams.
a good series. That would be a good series.
It's probably more like 2000, the original Subway Series. The Mets and Yankees made it to the World Series, and I think that's what New Yorkers hope for this year. If these two teams finally get a chance again, they're both good at the same time. They're both in first place. There's a chance they can beat the World Series again.
Yeah.
And as guys who've played for both teams, is it difficult to separate the fandom? Like right now, obviously, you're connected with the Yankees on the Yes Network. You've been around the Mets. You've done a couple of games on radio. Is it difficult to root against one, or your heart's on both of them? And how do you deal with this?
I think it's cut down the middle for me. You know, being born and raised here and being associated with two great franchises. You know, I think Coney and I look at it a little differently. That way.
For you?
It's good for the game when both teams are doing well. I like to see them both really on top of their games. It's great for New York. We're New Yorkers now, even though I grew up in Kansas City. I've lived here my whole adult life, so it's great for Major League Baseball when the Yankees and the Mets are both doing really well and they have a chance to meet in postseason.
And lastly, for both of you now being on the other side of the mic, you know, for years you guys were on the field and announcers might criticize you or say something. How tough is it as a former ball player to maybe have to say, in this particular situation, the players should have done this?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier from up there.
It is. That's the problem.
It's so easy from up there. You know, Coney's great at it. If you're honest and say the truth, and that's all you can do. No one wants to criticize. You know, there's an old saying, it takes a fool of a man to criticize, but a wise man to analyze. That's Coney. He does that well.
Yeah, that's it. You can't forget how tough it is to play the game.
It's hard.
The farther removed you get from playing the game, actually, the more you can lose that perspective. Hey, it's really hard. These guys, you don't know what they're going through every day. Got personal issues. They're human beings. Who knows day in, day out? Somebody's having a bad day. Have a personal issue that you don't know about. You always have to keep that in mind and understand how difficult it is for these guys to play.
When you guys are doing a broadcast, obviously you have so much statistics at your fingertips now that, the analytics. Have you ever thought what it would be like for you guys if you were playing age now with all the analytics that are at the fingertips of a ball player? Would your career be the same, or do you think you'd be a better player because of the analytics?
Well, yeah, I think each generation just did the best with what they had, right? So we did the best with what we had. These guys are doing the same thing. We'd be right there with them. There's more video, there's more cameras to analyze what you're doing, your swing. I'm obsessed with the spin on a baseball. My whole life was spinning a baseball, and so you can take high-speed cameras and slow that down and show me exactly what, you tweak the seams this way and you can make the ball move that way, and that's great. I would have loved to have had that and been able to use it, but it's hard to compare generations to generations because each generation did the best they could with the information they had.
I think anything that you have or good ammo, you're going to be a better player. But what about Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays having this stuff? It would be ungodly what they could do. So, yeah.